Okay, guys, welcome to another presentation here. My name is Connor Allen Schmidt. I am here. Now, I'm going to try to do this video pretty quick. Now, it's quite a long video. I already did two takes on this one. Because on how long it is, I started getting tongue-tied and I started talking. I can make these videos pretty long, like 50 minutes long, maybe even an hour sometimes. But anyways, I'm going to try to make this quick. But really, this is an urgent message. I am making this on the behalf of going to school and the lies you might be taught. If you believe in evolution, I'm going to try to convert you to Christianity. Please do not leave. I want you to be able to stay through the entire thing and be able to think about it. See, this will actually help you. Now, if you are a true believer in evolution, and you believe that there is no facts going against evolution, it will not hurt you to listen to this. Please listen to this. I know that it hurts. Christians even do this with the evolution people talking. It's just, you guys need to learn to listen to your own theory. You guys don't even know what the heck you guys believe in. So I'm going to tell you what you guys believe in, and I'm going to try to tell you how to get to Jesus. Maybe not. I did not put the definition of science into the presentation, so I'll be looking up the definition of science after this presentation. I will be trying to strengthen the faith in Christian children and Christian adults that might have graduated and are now skeptics. I'm going to try to faith strengthen you. I'm going to try to allow you to make you to believe in the Lord Almighty. I'm going to try to disprove evolution to you. I know there is no factual evidence for evolution, and you guys need to brace and put your thinking caps on. Because I tell you what, this stuff can get confusing for the people that do not know science. Okay, so, we're going to be moving on to the presentation. I'll be talking about the 6 evolutions. I'll be talking about the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th evolution, which are going to be religious. Then the 6th evolution will not be religious. It'll be actually scientifically accurate and scientifically demonstrated and seen through the world. This does not prove God wrong. In fact, this actually goes along with creation. In fact, this actually states in the Bible. This evolution is stated in the Bible. I do not consider it evolution. I consider it more adaptation and progress. I don't really consider it evolution. Technically it is, but I don't really consider it evolution. But anyways, going on to the video. Well, first one here is cosmic evolution, the origin of time, space, and matter, i.e. Big Bang. You guys believe in the Big Bang Theory, eh? Well, there is many problems here. And I will name the first problem. You guys believe that everything literally came from nothing. There is no scientific evidence in that. No scientific evidence in that. Other words, saying that that is dumb. Because there is no scientific evidence in that. You cannot see it. See, science is the systematic study of observation and tests that you can observe. You cannot observe millions of years. You cannot observe Big Bang. You cannot observe that everything came from nothing. You cannot observe that. It is physically, geologically, and scientifically impossible. And not only that, it's mathematical impossible. I'll explain to you like this. You guys say that in the beginning there was nothing. So you guys say there was nothing. Then everything in the universe came together into a dot smaller than a period on a page. First of all, you literally said there was nothing. Nada. Zilch. And then you said that everything in the universe came together into a dot. So literally you said nothing came into a dot. So therefore the dot is literally nothing. And so is the nothingness that we're in. So therefore, nothing actually happened. So, more into it. Nothing came together into a big, little ball of nothingness that's the size of, smaller than a period on a page. So, nothing got condensed into a ball of nothingness, and then nothing exploded because of nothing spinning, and then that nothing that was spinning exploded, and then something came out. I'm like, what? This literally makes no sense at all. This is in your textbooks. If you guys don't even have to believe me. You guys can read this in your own textbooks. If you guys listen to this and go, oh man, this guy is stupid, go to school, read this in the textbooks, and then believe it, you guys are fools. I'm telling you right now, this is in the textbooks. This is in the textbooks. I went to school, guys. I know. I've studied this. I have watched people who studied it for years. I've watched people who was science teachers. I have watched people that are actually scientists that actually talk about this. This is in your science books. And scientists and biologists and all that, they believe in this stuff. They believe that everything came from nothing. I was watching this God versus evolution thing, and there was this atheist, and she was a girl, and she's like, you know what? I don't know why all these people are like, oh, nothing can come, like, you can't get something from nothing. It's impossible. And then she showed a book, and she said, how about you read this guy's book on how nothing can become something? I'm literally baffled and confused on the logic of your guys' thinking. If you guys can think that something can come from nothing, that is oh my gosh, that is dumb. That is stupid. That is as foolish as believing that you do not exist at all, that you just think you're here and you're not actually here. That is as dumb as that. That is even dumber than that. You guys probably made it to the top 10 dumbest religions in the entire universe. Okay? I was watching this one video of this atheist who believed in evolution. He was yelling at this one Christian, saying, oh, all these problems, why would God let all this happen? Why would God do this, yada, yada, yada. There's no proof of God, yada, yada. Oh my goodness, he was literally yelling at this creationist. But yet, you believe that something came from nothing. And you saying that God will not allow you to get punished for your sins. You literally are shoving God away from you. God loves you. But you do not love God back. You deny God. You even deny that he ever existed. You go against his children. You go against God's creation. You worship the creation more than the creator. You know how that makes God feel? You're lucky that God does not smite you with lightning where you stand. Us humans have created more sin than you would ever actually imagine. God takes this serious. Someday you're going to stand right in front of God, and you guys are going to be judged. And this is where this presentation starts. Like I say, there is no proof of the Big Bang Theory. For the contrary, nothing cannot blow up, okay? Nothing cannot blow up. Nothing cannot become something. Okay? It's physically, scientifically, geophysically impossible. It is biologically, it is absolutely mathematically impossible. I don't even know where you guys come up with this stuff. This sounds like it came out of some cartoon or something, and some guy just yanked it out of his butt, okay? You need to stop believing in this foolish idea. God says you are fools. God even says that you guys may say that you are wise, but yet you have become fools, and believing in a theory that is absolutely hogwash. Believing that you came from nothing. And then it gets worse as your theories go on. All it is a buildup of lies, and you literally trap your own self in your own theory of lies. And I'll explain to you during this presentation. But anyways, there's even more that goes against the Big Bang Theory. The laws of of conservation of angular momentum. Now, this goes against the Big Bang Theory. And the law of conservation of angular momentum states that if there is any object spinning, which in this case would be a round object which would be spinning, so if this object would be spinning clockwise and it would break apart, then each part that came off of it would also be spinning clockwise. So it would be spinning the exact same direction as the object that was spinning before it broke apart. Now, this disproves the Big Bang Theory for the reason that there's planets that spin backwards. There's moons that spin backwards. Uranus spins upwards and downwards instead of side to side. There is planets that go up and down the sun instead of side to side the sun. Okay? It's unusual. There's rivers that go backwards. Atoms, electrons that spin, it was electrons or neutrons that goes around the nucleus. Well, anyway, one or the other. That go opposite directions. You guys literally even know about this stuff, and you guys don't even consider these laws. You guys don't even consider the truth. You guys only believe in the lies. You guys say, I knew this one girl, her name was Jocelyn, and she was a skeptic. She said that she was looking proof of God. Now, she believes there was a God. She doesn't believe which God. She is a skeptic. She doesn't know what to believe. She'll believe in anything if you really throw it at her. She believes partly in evolution, partly in reincarnation. She also believes partly in some other God, which makes no sense to me at all. But anyway, she kept saying that she kept looking for proof of God, and proof against evolution, and proof against reincarnation, and proof of all this. And I said, there's proof against reincarnation, there's proof against evolution, and there's proof against all these other religions. And creation has been proven worthy that Christianity, I got a dry throat. But anyways, Christianity is very adaptable. Christianity has no mistakes. You cannot prove Christianity wrong. Us Christians go against evolutionists, reincarnationists, and all that all the time, and yet there is no factual evidence against creation. There's factual evidence against a lot of these reincarnation theories, and yes, there is so-called look-alike factual evidence for the reincarnation and for the evolution and all that. It looks like evidence, and some of the stuff may be so-called evidence. Notice that I put that in quotes, like, yeah, right, like that's evidence. It's not evidence. You guys really have no evidence. You guys have basically no evidence at all whatsoever. You guys cannot prove Darwinian evolution. Darwinian evolution has no facts. Okay? You guys are like, oh yeah, all you guys is talk, not walk. Well, I'm going to start walking the walk here in a moment. I'm going to start making you guys walk the walk as well. But, anyways, like I said, the conservation of angular momentum proves the Big Bang Theory wrong once again. There's galaxies that spin backwards. There is many moons that spin backwards. There is, like I say, planets that spin backwards. You guys know this. You guys are ignoring this. And all of that is, if a Big Bang Theory was true, then matter would be distributed equally through the solar system. But it is not. Well, I wonder why. Oh, well, we already got a theory on that. It's because God made everything. And God did not make all the matter all in exact one area. Okay? God made voids. But, anyways, they say that everything should be getting slower. and then slower, and then slower. Then it's going to stop, then it's all going to collapse on its back on itself, and then it's going to blow up, and then evolution is going to start all over again. But there is no factual evidence for that, to begin with. For the reason that we're actually not getting slower, that we're actually getting faster. And another reason is, you guys have never observed that, which you guys cannot observe, so therefore it's not scientific. Like I said, science is the systematic study of observation and stuff like that. I'll show you the science, the actual science definition soon. But now, we're going into chemical evolution, the origin of higher elements, the evolution of other elements, the evolution of hydrogen and all that. But anyways, you guys kind of have a chicken and egg problem here. And not only that, is the Big Bang Theory basically, like I said, is wrong. Since the Big Bang Theory is wrong, that basically proves this wrong. Because you can't have this without the Big Bang Theory. But let's say that we're not thinking about the Big Bang Theory here. The conditions of the Big Bang Theory that has been made would not be the correct conditions of chemical evolution to be made. You'd actually have to have planetary and stellar evolution to happen first. But yet, what happened first? The chemical evolution to have the planets and the stars made, or the stars to make the chemicals and the other elements. Now, you guys could probably whip up a exclamation on this, but I will really say you guys have a chicken and egg problem here. Which came first, chicken or the egg? You don't know what came first, planetary evolution or chemical evolution. Either way, it makes no sense, because basically you're trapped in your own trap, because you guys, when you guys talk, you know, well, I'll talk about this when we get into the planetary evolution slide. But chemical evolution, like I said, you do not observe this. You do not observe this, really. You cannot observe this. The way you guys say it happened from literally nothing into something, and then unto hydrogen and helium, then planets and stars, and all these chemicals and all these elements that started coming out from nowhere, and all that, it makes no sense. Literally no scientifically, no mathematical, no probable, no sense. Now I'm going to go to planetary and stellar evolution. Like I said, guys, chemical evolution is not real. Facts don't go along with it. You don't observe this. You can observe some things that like some elements changing, but then it would not be an element. Well, an element is like oxygen or carbon. It is not steel. See, steel is the combination of carbon and iron. Carbon and iron make steel. Carbon and iron equals steel. And since the case is, it is not an element. See, it is two separate elements combined. Now, you can combine elements. It's not really chemical evolution. You know, the higher elements, which the evolution and how you actually have the conditions, not just nothing blowing up, but having the conditions as it is, how to expect all this to just come together and then make everything that we have today. It's mathematically improbable and impossible. Now we're in planetary and stellar evolution, the origin of planets and stars. Things go wrong with this theory, in that you guys have no scientific evidence on how stars were formed. You guys have no scientific evidence on if stars were born in such a way from the Big Bang Theory. You actually have no scientific evidence for that because you have never seen a star form. No scientist has ever seen a star form. Never. In the history of mankind. There is no proof of it. Anyways, as all the sources that I have, there is no proof of it. There is no proof of it whatsoever. Now, there was this, Hovind, he talked to this one guy, and he's like, you know what, nobody's seen a star form. I don't even know why you guys are throwing this at me. And he said, you know what, Hovind? We have calculated that if 20 stars blew up right next to each other, it would make enough force to make another star. Well, that's bright. Lose 20 to gain 1. That is dumb. What the heck are you getting your brain at? The dump? Okay, you know, I think his cheese fell out of his sandwich. This is absolutely ludicrous. If you believe in that, then you are a fool. Sorry. You need the Lord Almighty. Okay, people, to get saved. You can't just expect to be a good person and then go to heaven, okay? But anyways, if the world was a big ball of lava, which they say that the world came together because of a whole bunch of asteroids building up, then colliding into each other, then the world becoming a hot lava mess. If the world was a big ball of lava, how would polonium halos exist? See, polonium halos would never exist in rock if this such thing would have happened. This would actually burn up all polonium halos. See, polonium halos have a short half-life. Polonium halos actually need to cool down and rock really, really quick. It would actually have to be made and then cool down really quick. If this is true, then polonium halos would never exist on the Earth ever. It's impossible. Geophysically possible. Impossible, I meant. It's geophysically impossible. For the reason that they do not have long lives, and not only that is, if the world was one giant ball of hot lava, it would burn all the halos. All the polonium halos. Every single one of them would be burned. So none of them would exist. All that has been seen so far is not scientifically. And the likelihood of mistakes that can happen, it would be practically impossible for life. So, basically, what is saying here is, out of all the things that I have named, from the Big Bang Theory until now, how many mistakes are probable in how life would actually have to be? There would actually have to be 150 things for life, technically, even more, to exist. And it is impossible for life to occur. I'm going to pause the video, and get a drink, because I'm, really thirsty right now. Okay, people, we're back. It was, less than a second for you, but it was, a few minutes for me, because I had to go and get a drink, because, man, my throat was dry. Yeah. And I had to eat a spoon of peanut butter, too, and then use the bathroom, and then come back up here, and then, yeah. But anyways, polonium halos will not exist if the world was one giant ball of lava. Not only that is, they do not know how exactly the world would have formed. Like I said, they have not observed it. It is not scientific. If you do not observe something, it's not scientific. All it is an inference. All it is a guess, really. It's not even an inference. It's a guess. Because there is no scientific evidence leading up to this Big Bang Theory and all that happening to begin with. All it is a whole bunch of guesses, theories, and inferences, and very little scientific proof. And all the scientific proof that they get, which is not for the Big Bang Theory, and is not for planetary and stellar evolution, and is not for macroevolution, and is not for the other evolutions they try to use for it. And try to, say they have evidence for it. Now, I was watching this one guy, he was asking these atheist questions. And I asked this one atheist, give me one example of Darwinian evolution. He's like, Darwin went to the Galapagos Islands and seen all those birds and seen that in the summertime and the wintertime, they changed their beak size by 1/8 of a millimeter. And he's like, that's not Darwinian evolution. Now, they'll say that that's part of evolution. That's what they'll say. They say that that's facts for evolution, but it's not. It is not scientific evidence for macroevolution or planetary stellar evolution or the macroevolution, planetary stellar evolution, chemical evolution, and organic evolution, and the Big Bang Theory or cosmic evolution. All is religious. I'll explain more at the end of the presentation. But right now, we're just talking about planetary stellar evolution. But like I said, the way planetary and stellar evolution would have to happen, there would be, chances of life even starting... Okay, chances of life even starting at all would be impossible altogether. But ignoring non-living material becoming living material, ignoring that fact, if non-living material could become living material, you would have the mathematical equation for the possibility of inhabitable environment for life would be, let me rephrase that. Without not considering trees or anything like that, just the way the planet has to be positioned at the sun, and how far away the sun is from the center of the solar system, and how fast it's moving, and how it's going, and how far away the moon is, and all this stuff calculates on how the conditions would have to be for life. And the mathematical equation for it is, just to get everything in the right position, you'd have to have 1 in a trillion chance. Okay? It goes on, man. It's basically impossible. It's highly improbable for just the planet to get right up to the sun in that perfect position, and then spin, and then go around it perfectly at a good speed, and be able to have, it's just have the moon a certain length away from it. And like I said, there's 158 things for life And a lot of that stuff has to do with the position of the Earth, and how the Earth has to be, and how the solar system has to be, and how the world has to be, how far away you have to be from a black hole, or how far away you would have to be from a bigger star, or a stronger star, you know? So really, you really don't know. You have no factual evidence for planetary and stellar evolution. Now let's go to organic evolution. Sorry, I could not find a picture for organic evolution, as I say here. Could not find picture. Did not finish picture. Don't ask why, I just didn't have enough room. Oh no, I already answered it. No, whatever. But anyways, could not show picture. They all because they all had pictures of macroevolution. Now, I look up. No, I'm serious. When I looked up organic evolution, the only pictures that came up were pictures of macroevolution. The only pictures that came up were macroevolution. And I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna give up on that. Looking for the pictures, I'm just gonna put. Couldn't find anything, because I couldn't. But anyways, there's no scientific proof of non-living material becoming living. This is true. We have not observed it. And not only that, is the Big Bang Theory is wrong, and so is planetary and stellar evolution, and so is chemical evolution. So, if chemical evolution is not real, and organic evolution is not real, then that means macroevolution is not real. All the evolutions are not real, okay? That's what I'm getting at. But I'm going to have to build onto this and build onto the chain and actually add more evidence into each part of it. I am repeating myself, but I'm doing this on purpose. I'm telling you what it is, how it disproves the other ones, and then I'll go to the other one, how that disproves that, which I'm trying to explain this to you, and to see how dumb your theory is, evolutionist. It is dumb. Anyways, the evolution theory states in organic evolution that the Earth cooled down and water came upon the Earth. Well, I'm gonna add this in. They say that oxygen did not exist around that time, but yet the rocks absorbed it, and they know that it did, and they also know that there was water back then. Way back then. So, like I said, basically they trapped themselves in lies. But moving on, they say there is no scientific proof of non-living material becoming living. But they say that it rained on the rocks for millions of years. The rocks started coming apart. And then all the sedimentary stuff came together into soup. And then the soup came to life and started growing. Had somebody to marry. Then found something to eat. And then lived on. And boy, that is really confusing. For the reason that there is no scientific proof for non-living material to become living. They tried to do this in a lab, and they have failed miserably. They put ammonia and a few other chemicals that they thought was back then in a chamber, and they spun it through a spark chamber, and then they put it through what they said was the conditions of back then, which I said, I didn't say I wasn't there, but which I'm thinking, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, how do they know what condition it was back then? They don't. All they can do is guess. Unless they have some documentaries, which we have because the Bible tells us that the world was a lot better, and how we actually look in the world and compare it to the Bible and compare to the world nowadays, how we compare all three, we can tell that the world was a lot better back then. That us humans were a lot better back then. We're actually getting worse. We're not getting better. We're not evolving. We're devolving. That is a problem for you evolutionists as well. There's many other things that go against your theory, not just the things that I list in this video. In fact, if you sub to my channel, I will show more videos. Now, I've shown some videos on if dinosaurs actually did live millions of years ago. Please check that out. I encourage you to check that out. I want you guys to check that out. It's a really awesome video. You know, I think so. My mom thinks so. My sister thinks so. Of course they would think so. They're your family. But anyways. And some people liked it. You know, a few people liked it. You know. People like my, people like my videos. But, I don't have too much viewers, so I ask you guys to help me to get viewers so I can help other people, and I'll try to help you, and I'll try to help other people as well. Faith strengthen and all that. But anyways, they put all these chemicals in the tube. It came around. They let it sit for a bit. And they found out that there was, like, no life in it at all. There was no life. All they made was toxic material. All they made was toxic material. They made tar. Most of it was, like, tar and, like, some, like, acids and, like, toxic stuff to life. Most of it was toxic. And then they only had 2 amino acids, which, the amino acids, both, which one of them was right-handed and one of them was left-handed. Now, when you have all the, I think it's right-handed, then it is, I think it's, non-toxic, I think it's life, if you have all the right-handed amino acids. And there was also a set of left-handed amino acids, or left side amino acids, which there's right and left side amino acids. The left side amino acids are toxic, which create poisons, and the right side amino acids create other stuff, which in eggs and all that you need left and right amino acids. So the birth can happen properly. But yes, they had 2 different types of amino acids. It's not going to help you one bit. It's not going to create life. It did not create life. Now, they knew that. They had that released. But guess what they put in the textbooks? They put in the textbooks that it was rich in amino acids. They literally lied, saying that it was possible for life to become. They said that life didn't come out of it, but it was rich in amino acids, it was worth a try. They're saying that in light of their theory, trying to prove it. But really what happened was the opposite. It was not rich in amino acids, it was vice versa. But anyways, moving on. Macroevolution. Macroevolution is the change of one kind of animal to the other. Now, I forgot to write down some of the stuff for this, but anyways, I'll tell you. Macroevolution is saying a dog gives birth to a cat. I'm not saying that's not what they exactly said, but that's basically what macroevolution is. Macroevolution is an ape making a man. Ape turning into a man. That's macroevolution. Macroevolution has not been observed. It has not been observed out of any animal. No animal has birthed a animal other than their kind. No animal has done such thing. No plant has done such thing. It's against genetic code. It's against God. It's against the universe, basically. It's against all rules. It's physically impossible for it to happen. So I don't know why you guys believe in such a thing. It's really, like, seriously. I don't know why you guys even bother. It just, seriously, it just lies in the textbooks. And you guys are going to be confronted by this. You guys are going to see this. I don't want you guys to lose your faith if you're a Christian. And if you guys already do believe in evolution, I want you guys to be saved. You can look it up. Look up Creation Series by Ken Hovind. Look up the facts against evolution. Don't go looking for facts for evolution, because you're only going to listen to stuff you want to hear if you believe in evolution. Okay? Sorry. Glitch. But anyways, like I said, you guys have no proof for your theory. You have no proof for evolution. I'm so sorry. Not really, I'm not actually sorry. I hate your theory. It is dumb and it's weaning people away from the Lord. You guys are lying to people. You need to stop. And get to the Lord. The Lord wants you. Now this one, microevolution. This one has been verified, and this one it is seen. Now, if you look at scientists, they'll always say that, oh, bird evolution, that's real. That's macro instead of micro. No, it's micro, not macro. See, there's a difference. I found this image of microevolution in the macroevolution category. So it was a misrepresentation of it. And this will actually confuse people if they do not know what they're looking at. But anyways, here's a whole bunch of different birds. These are different, if you guys want to call it, evolutions of the bird. They're all the same bird, same order of bird, but they are birds. They will always be birds. Birds do not give birth to crocodiles and vice versa, okay? But anyways, scientists proves this does not go against God. Like I said, all the other ones, science goes against. Science goes against, facts goes against it, and there is no science for the other ones. But there is science for this one. There is no facts to go against it, and it doesn't prove God wrong. God goes even for it. Okay, Genesis 1:12, King James Version, and the earth brought forth grass and herb, yielding seed after his kind, and tree yielding fruit after whose seed was itself. And after after his kind. And God saw that it was good. Other words, basically, the seeds only make grain as the grain it came from. So you cannot plant wheat and get a money tree, okay? You cannot plant a banana and you get a papaya tree. You can't plant a walnut and you get an acorn tree, okay? No, it doesn't work like that, okay? It doesn't work like that. And it also talks about this in Genesis 1:11 and Genesis 1:13. So now, just look up definition of science. Wait. Science, Science. I lost my brain. I don't know why I'm typing so slow. Guys, this is like the slowest I ever typed in my life. Okay, let's speed this up. I'm liking it here. The definition height, death, and where are they going? But anyways, the intellectual and practical. Wait. Okay, there we go. Good. Just make sure we were on. The the intellectual and practical activity encompassing the systematic study of structure and behavior of physical and the natural world through observation and experiment. In other words, anything that is not observed or, isn't everything that is not observed and seen is not scientific. So your evolution theory is not scientific. It is dumb.